Hi beautiful souls, this is Yana and welcome to my video in the month of January 2020. And so I'll be again reporting all about these energies and all these revelations, kind of expressing my truth. Yeah, my energy's been kind of redefined. That's why I'm changing from ascension energies to 5D report and beyond. And also I have been told to redefine my project, 5D project with the 5D protocol. So I'll be talking about that. So we'll see how everything unfolds, how everything goes. So welcome. And my YouTube channel is Yana Sibinska and Awakening Our Truth. You can also find me on Vimeo. It's Yana Sibinska Kylie. And my website is yanakalai.com. I actually been kind of a little bit upgrading it, or redefining it a little bit. It has to do with my 5D project for the young generation, also young veterans and warriors, and also children who have been abused, especially sexually. That's kind of what I've been working on a little bit, just kind of putting those dots together, like redefining it. Yeah, the energies of refinement are here, especially through those intense energies that were in January. That's the energies of Capricorn. Also, we had that lunar eclipse, that January the 10th. That was the portal. I was going through all kinds of portals through galaxies and Milky Ways. I was not able to function for a couple of days, and so I've been really downloading all these codes, and I feel the shift in energy in timeline. We really live in a now in totally different reality. Like I mentioned, in the month of January 2019, I saw this structure when I was walking on the beach, especially when I say I see the structure through my third eye. Like I said, I'm reporting multidimensionally, not only from this plane of existence, but also of the solar system, the galaxy, Milky Way, and cosmically as well. So only those people who kind of resonate with my energies, those are my videos are especially for those in star seeds and indigo warriors and truth seekers and empaths and sensitives, and also targeted individuals and whistleblowers. And my videos are for educational purposes. I'm here to inspire you, empower you, giving you information the way I interpreted it and integrated it, and then the way you interpret what I'm saying becomes your reality, your world, and what you do with it is your responsibility, right? We are watching our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Remember, we are powerful co-creators with the divine. That's how we were designed by ETs. Having 12 strands of DNA. Remember, also this planet, it's living library, very experiential. I also came here as an experiment, so I'll be sharing my story with you and what kind of I came to those conclusions. Everything has its divine timing and time. I didn't know what I was going through 13 years ago or so, especially when I came over here to United States. I know I had a hard time back home, in my country. All these dark energies over me, right? The black magic and witchcrafting, and those energies then continued and were piling up, coming over here to United States with totally different culture, I would say. Lots of kind of superficiality, artificiality, and I just didn't know what happened to the United States because I had a different picture of this country, but I know what happened. And so I'll be explaining that, and at the same time I'll be expanding on my project and talking about it. Those who will want to then support my project, I actually who want to donate more than $20, $25, I have actually new CDs for them. So I will make a list and kind of write down all the artists. I have a female artist and also male email, guys. I have some groups, and it's usually very mild kind of whether it's pop music. It's, some of these artists I really like, so you know that would be nice. Also, I have a gift as well, those who want to donate, so I can, you know, send you this when you when the donation exceeds $20, $25. That would be really nice of you. And otherwise, I'm sharing, you know, kind of everything freely. My sessions, you know, on Skype or phone, it's all donation based, or it's for free. If somebody needs advice, or just kind of having a talk, I'm very open to that. That person is welcome. So yeah, so we talk about the new structure, right? That's actually kind of shape of a stupa, and because stupa, you can see lots of it in India, Tibet, and Nepal. Those are actually the Vimanas, the blue starborn, the Rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains. They came over here more than 6,000 years ago, after the cataclysm of Atlantis, right? And before that, it was a Lemuria. Remember, those energies actually have been kind of stored in the inner earth, especially we talk about the Agartha network and Telos, that's the 5D city underneath Mount Shasta, California. And now all these energies been kind of resurrecting. They're coming to the surface to kind of reconcile or transform the energies of the World War I, World War II. That's kind of what I've been responsible for, transmuting those energies. Because even my grandfather, who was my best buddy in that family that I was born into, the DNA family, when he was 17, he was drafted to Nazi Germany, and he worked you know, for the Gestapo, right, in concentration camps. So, and he was never able to transform those energies or heal from all that, right? So that trauma was transferred to my dad. Of course, he didn't do anything with it. So then I come here as an emergency from those higher planes and dimensions. I'm the volunteer soul to you know, do the assignment to transmute the energies of the Nazis and Gestapo, the fascists, all these energies. Remember, through the Project Paperclip, right? After World War II, you know, those German scientists, Nazi scientists, even Soviet, immigrated over to the United States and infiltrated the entire infrastructure. So, so remember, the Lemuria Atlantis energies now kind of helping us with this ascension, right? With the transition to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2. So where it's all about soul connection, consciousness expansion, living in our hearts. Remember, I was doing you know, some videos that's what kind of was preparing me for that project, the 5D project with 5D protocol, which is walking the energies of love and faith and trust and grace and gratitude. And I was doing videos like the 3 hearts meditation, where we would connect to the crystal core of Mother Earth. We of course you know, create this heart structure around our heart, the heart chakra. I'll talk about also the upper triangle, right? That's the higher heart, the color of teal, that came from Atlantis. That's where it connects you if you're third eye is open, connects you to that sacred mind, higher mind. There is this resonance, synchronization, and then you are the column of light shining bright. And that's kind of what I I'm inspired to teach or educate people, the young generation, children who were abused, especially sexually, right, in the military. Now we have the proof of these underground military bases, children who were violated, you know, abused, even electrocuted. So thanks to the white hats, the new military, you know, led by the Q team, right, the galactic. There's so much liberation. There's so much beautiful things happening, and yeah, the light is winning, because yeah, victory of the light. You know, God is God. It is what it is. You know, only the truth will set you free, right? Yeshua was saying it more than 2,000 years ago. Remember, the truth is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. The Christ consciousness, right? The divine spark is within the sacred chambers of our heart. Very important to do the inner work, because we're spiritual beings. You know, we're energy, and having a human experience, we have this physical vessel, but that's a temple of the divine. That's temple of our soul that we have to take care of. And we are actually we're channeling the divine, we're channeling the prana, we're channeling source, and that's how we were designed, like I said, by the ETs, the extraterrestrials. There are brothers and sisters. We have the Icturians, the Syrians, the Andromedans, the Pleiadians, right? They are the ones closest to us, because they look almost like us, like humans. And I am in a very close contact with them, and I think they're the ones who told me to redefine the project. So I guess things get more clear, what I am putting out there. And we've been all kind of even watched. Of course, there's the surveillance of those negative ones, but our higher self is of course connected to our oversoul, and to all these star beings and light beings helping us with this transition ascension. So I receive a lots of help when I went through extremely difficult situations. It was back in my country, Eastern Europe, right, back at home. But coming over to the United States, I came across the Marine Corps. I didn't even know what really a Marine was, what are the Marines, right? And then in the school of massage, I met high-ranking military officers, the Marine Corps, right? And it was like a clash of two titans, because I'm a very powerful warrior, even though at the time, I kind of was not acknowledging it. It's true that I kind of lost faith, and it was very difficult for me to assimilate to a culture where there was zero common sense, and where I just felt that everything is kind of upside down, so many things corrupted, especially the sexual energy, all this drinking. People are hungry for power and fame, right? And now we see what happened in Hollywood. We see what happened in politics, in military, that those people sold their soul. And my communities will be for my soul siblings, star seeds, star warriors, spiritual warriors, whistleblowers, empaths, sensitives, targeted individuals, the young generation, children, and so on, to help them to bring that soul essence back into their heart and restore their prana, their chi, their energy, their astral body, with their astral shield. And so the light body can kick in, and they can feel their multidimensionality. They can feel their true self, who they truly are. So, and following that 5D protocol that I already mentioned, where the soul communion is the key for all that, so so let me go through some of that redefinement, some of the themes that actually I'm suggesting for exiting the 3D matrix of the artificial intelligence, of the archons, of this inorganic timeline, right? Because the planet has been in quarantine zone for millennia. I don't even know for how long, right? That was the reversal Nephilim grid that was actually kind of interfering with that true crystalline grid, you know, with that true matrix of Mother Earth, of Goddess Gaia. You know, she came here to help Mother Earth to ascend with this ascension, because enough of pollution, enough of radiation, enough of devastation, and especially those wars based on false premises, okay? It's for the dark ones, we call them rather the cabal, or the dark government, with those dark, very corrupted, satanic societies. And then we have the deep corrupted state, you know, that's the banking industry and the military industrial complex. So like I said, I was dealing with all kinds of energies, and because I'm a Pluto girl, right, the planet Pluto is in my first house, and it's a sign of a Libra. Now understand, right, relationships, you know, equal, for me it's equality. Even communities will be based on peace and harmony, equality, balance. It's very important for me. You're balancing the divine masculine with the divine feminine, so the inner child can be reborn, and you enjoy yourself, and you co-create with the divine. So somebody's trying to exert a little bit of power over me. It is finished, right? So I was dealing with all these satanic corporations, you know, in those astral plane, including the military industrial complex, including the Marines, the Marine Corps, infiltrated by those fallen ones, by those satanists, whether the mafia, you know, the very very aggressive and sadistic reptilians, and alpha draconians, and you know, all these lizards and serpents, right? They want to feed off the sexual energy. No. You go and master your sexual energy. You get and master yourself. Okay, it's not power over others. It's how you can feel that beauty and power of your soul, so then you can be of divine service. And that's the theme for my projects. You know, that's kind of my agenda. So I am transforming all that, whatever happened more than 13 years ago. And also I started project for military 10 years ago that has been totally destroyed, kind of including kind of me. I know I'm here alive because of the help of the Galactic Command, just putting me back together. There are hospitals on spaceships, so they were recovering, especially my spine. You know, my vertebrae, you know, that's now a kind of etheric technology, 5D technology. So I can, I guess, continue what I started, you know. And I have this message, and I'm a spokesman for all those who were abused and violated by those satanists, by those Luciferians, by the Nephilims, okay, by those dark entities, because enough is enough. And you know, the light is winning, victory of the light. And there was this message from Q Drops, right, the White Tower, which is the White House. It's now clean from all the negativity. So praise the Lord. Okay, you know, things are happening. Those who did the inner work, who did the research, who you know, were studying, so they know what I'm talking about. And it will be then for others to pretty much do the same, because you know, we have to do the work. You know, nobody can do it for you. We have the planetary ascension, but also the personal ascension. So for my communities, you know, people will be pretty much studying themselves, self-study. It's going to be spiritual discipline. It's not going to be like a boot camp, but more like a soul camp. You know what I'm saying? We are not a kettle. We're not boots. We're not body. We are spirits. Okay, we're soul, we're beautiful soul, we're beautiful energy, and that's what's going to be resurrected, rejuvenated in those communities that I'm preparing with ETs, with advanced technology, taking on technology, pyramids, those med beds, and of course having beautiful gardens with crystals, herbs, Ayurvedic cooking, yoga, union with the divine, sacred connection, just like I mentioned, my meditation. right? That's waterfall meditation, three hearts meditation, then invoking the violet flame of transformation. Saint Germain, he's the master of the Aquarian age. So you know, all those energies, you know, that I'm embodying will be shared in my divine communities for those beautiful souls who were extremely violated and abused by the negative ones. Okay, so as I mentioned, so I'm the Pluto girl, right? The Libra. So nobody's exerting any power over me. It is what it is. Even the so-called the black nobility, you know, the mafia, you know, the some kind of red queen in the underworld, all these horrible things were done through the satellite of the moon, right? It was on the moon, and also this dark energy is coming from the planet Saturn. By the way, I was born on Saturday, okay, and I represent the higher self of the Saturn. So it's all going to be really about mastering yourself, mastering the energies, working on your shadow. It means you integrate your shadow, you acknowledge it, you integrate it, and then you shine the light on it, and then be of divine service. Okay, and Libra also represents divine justice. So all these you know, things like happening to me, and all these hoax, right? All the curses and cusses, the way I was perceived by the military of the negative faction, transformed, transmuted. You know, people will see who is who. The same thing we have in the White House, the impeachment. Okay, again, if you study Q drops, you know who is who and what that is really all about. So again, those who did the inner work, I salute you, I congratulate to you. You know, we did it, and you know, we are very powerful co-creators with the divine, and it's time to live our lives in abundance, peace, harmony, prosperity, joy, happiness, and bliss. Okay, so please join me. So the other themes for how to exit the matrix, and that I'm going to introduce to my project, in a 5D project, including the 5D protocol, is going to be the energy hygiene. And I mentioned a couple of times Dr. Sam Maxey from the radio show The Quantum Shift. You know, she is a doctor, right? Like I said, she is helping people how to get rid of the metals in their body because of the bioweapons going on, right? Like the chemtrails, and we have the GMO, we have the horrible pharma, and directed energy weapons. That's what they did to me, right? And also talk about the MK Ultra, how they were trying to kind of train me to be their puppet, and my brain was electrocuted through the subconscious mind. They opened my astral chakras, and they poured all kinds of toxic materials into it, including black goo, which you can find in Western medicine. Dr. Sam Maxey talks about it. The Western medicine is just to pollute you. It's acidic and has horrible chemicals, and people have many side effects, and this is a proof. Again, if you do a research, please take what resonates with you and leave the rest. And so yeah, so they were scanning me, doing all kinds of experiments on me, cut me off from my dream body. My body was like a very stern. I couldn't even really cry, and that's how they to me treat super soldiers, right? So because of those experiences, now I know, I know what I'm talking about, and I can help those who went through similar trauma, or who had those similar experiences. I did it, I made it, of course, through lots of help and support because so many times I just wanted to give up. It was so hard, very challenging, painful, and there is nowhere to turn to. Who do you want to talk to about those kind of things? Again, that's why I'm I'm making those videos and I'm creating those communities. And you know, I want people to either join me or inspiring other people to create their communities, and we can share the gifts and talents with each other and with the world, right? We are the co-creators. We're creating the new earth, the 5D paradise, okay? And where, you know, it's a free flow, you know, no obstruction, no collusion, you know, no deception. I also notice in the American movies, all the culture or the politics and so on, there's this truth and there is this deception. And I noticed that the propaganda, I mean, by those dark ones, you know, or those who work for the you know, the black nobility, the truth and the deception, it's so intermingled. If you do not have the discrimination of the mind, you cannot differentiate it wheat from chaff. So also in my communities, people will be purifying their mind, rewiring their mind, whether it's chanting, japa mantra meditation, decalcifying the pineal gland, drinking distilled water, right, eating superfood, or you know, we're going to have this Ayurvedic cooking and food combining. It's actually you know, very sacred healing practice, the Ayurveda cooking, you know, with herbs, with spices and organic fruits and vegetables, like really beautiful recipes. It helped me so much, especially khichdi, right? That's a combination white basmati rice and mung beans. And you know, even though now I'm more towards vegan, I used to use ghee to mix it to actually with cumin seed, and to mix it to the rice and mung beans, and it's just so nurturing and nourishing, but at the same time cleansing, right? The colons needs to be cleansed and purified, very important, because that's where our gut feeling is. People need to go back to their intuition. They need to bring their senses online, because the way my brain was scrambled, like scrambled eggs, I couldn't even differentiate what is me and what is not me, what is right and what is false. That's how my brain waves were so scrambled. And you know, and also I couldn't sleep for 3 months. That's why you can see still those circles underneath my eyes, because I was like this for 3 months. It's just that I couldn't sleep, right? So relaxation music, you know, very important. The solfeggio tones, healing music, the sound bath therapies, like I experienced in the state New York. You know, the crystal balls, right? You have the crystal balls and the gongs, you know, it's kind of that energy, the vibration, right, going over your body, the the astral body, and you know, you're healing because the negativity is coming to the surface, and you're transforming it, so then new energies then can come into your aura, into your energy field, and you know, you that's how you're relieved. You feel it's a spontaneous process, you know, it's very healing. You feel transformed and healed. I mean, that's again my experience. Remember, I am sharing my truth with you, my experiences, the way that you experience things. It comes through your soul signature, energy signature, okay? So, and just kind of, it's great to share our perspectives. I love it, but at the same time, I'm sticking up with my truth. And coloring mandalas, yantras, the sacred geometry, right? So perverted by the Nazis, also especially, you know, the swastika, right, in Buddhism, actually that kind of cross represents happiness and abundance. And again, if people do not learn how to discriminate, if they you know, don't have pure energy, that's why we need the energy hygiene, they cannot differentiate it, they cannot see really truth from false, okay? And you know, in those higher dimensions, 5D, actually that falseness turns into illusion, so it means it's not even there. So then we have different terminology for that, like and different expressions, divine expressions. We use a telepathy and light language. I'm still speaking my English, so with an accent, so thank you for bearing with me. And talk about, you know, the gardens and using crystals for healing and gemstones. Okay, and like I mentioned, during the Christmas I watch Czech fairy tales, and some of them are so beautiful. I want them to translate them, being translated into English, so then and my soul group, my soul siblings can watch it and enjoy it, hopefully, with this pure magic and inner alchemy in them. And yeah, the divine partnership, you know, soul mission, that's kind of also my parte or niche, or how you say that, because yeah, divine relationships, you know, you have to know how to behave, how to communicate. It's just like very important how to share, and the balance, the equality. It's like everything for me, you know. It's like somebody thinks it's more than me, or somebody wants to control and manipulate. Sorry, those energies needs to be eliminated, and you know, I don't fall for that. So I guess, you know, the military of that negative faction, you know, all this control, manipulation, all this exploitation, you know, all these horrible rituals and everything. Hey, listen, you know, I am that I am, and it is what it is, and that's the truth, and only the truth will set you free. Hallelujah. Amen. Okay. So, and very important also to study universal laws, the law of one, because through that divine order, we learn more about that unconditional love, and we can embody more of those pure energies, and we can represent our godliness. Okay. And our true gifts and talents. I mean, and, you know, our true nature, who we truly are. And yeah, we are resurrecting the energies of Atlantis and Lemuria, and so all these the archonic structure, that's all collapsing through that Nephilim reversal grid, and even their computers, right? Looking glass and the yellow cube, whatever else, their servers are really not working that well anymore, because the good guys, the whiteheads, with the galactics, right? They have their etheric, higher advanced technology servers, computers, and they're locking in, you know, to, you know, with that 3D structure. So so only that's it's still good in that 3D structure can merge then with that 4D, 5D, and even higher, and that's including the quantum financial system, because I feel those who really were working hard on themselves and who've been creating projects and they have so much to offer, they should be supported still here financially, unless the, you know, we have the disclosure of the secret space program, and we have free energy technology, and we have those hovering cars, and we're communicating with ETs, and we can go on a spaceship, and, you know, we're levitating and teleporting and bilocating, because till now only those negative ones had access to all these technologies, right? They would go from New York to LA through this underground trains on this magnetic kind of principle in 45 minutes, right? Or they would fly to the moon, like the dark side of the moon looks like Manhattan, right? There are colonies, even colonies on Mars, right? Like Laura Eisenhower, she was recruited to go on Mars, but she stick with Mother Earth. She's been activating very important energies and vortexes, even the one in Uluru, Australia, and that's the mother gate start opening, right? In the month of January, that's why all these horrible fires and so on. I apologize, that's Amazon Prime. So see, the dark ones, they just don't want us to ascend, so they do everything, you know, to just corrupt those beautiful divine energies and to bring us down. But hey, listen, you know, so many things have been done, and you know, it is what it is. So I feel that those who did the inner work deserve to be supported still right now financially. Hopefully sooner or later, you know, like the cryptocurrency will be you know, is merging with the quantum financial system. Everything's going to be transparent, right? Lots of transparency, integrity, because these energies are coming and people are seeing. And you will even sometimes maybe be startled who is standing in front of you if you look at that person's eyes, because eyes, they're the windows to your soul. And so, you know, please work on yourself. I mean, it's very important. Self-love, self-care, self-forgiveness, the compassion, okay? Meditation, sacred connection. So again, I've been kind of redefining myself, my energies, my project. So that's where I'm now, you know, coming from. I'm doing here now this update. I'm, guys, informing you multidimensionally. And again, those who want to support my project, I'm going to send you some beautiful CDs. I'm going to write the list, okay? And remember, we're the column of light, right, shining bright. That's who we truly are. We have you know, our star seeds in even animals, like dolphins coming from Syria, helping us with ascension, right? The Mother Earth is like resurrecting with her plant kingdom, animal kingdom, crystal kingdom, and you know, we are creating this paradise, right?